We are back on Get Up with a feature we call I'm Sorry, What? Josh Allen had off-season foot surgery to remove a piece of bone that had broken off. And his comments about it afterward had us saying, I'm sorry, what?
Our head trainer, Nate Bresky, was there, and apparently they wrapped it up and threw it away as quickly as they could. And I really wanted it, but I know. It may be floating out there. Who knows? Black market or something. Sorry.
It's the off-season. Josh is in a good mood. Craziness abounds. But as we talk about the Bills, and we talk about their acquisition recently of DJ Moore, and we talk about them looking around the landscape as they pick, as they always do in the late 20s, when you were reading the stories this week, and particularly Adam Schefter cementing it with his notes column yesterday about A.J. Brown and the New England Patriots, what thought immediately jumped to your head?
Yeah, Green, I'm watching you guys yesterday, and I saw Howie Roseman starting to negotiate in public about where they are with A.J. Brown and the Patriots. And if I'm the Buffalo Bills, it is discernibly a two-team race in the AFC East. Miami, the Jets clearly rebuilding. And worst-case scenario for the Bills is not to get A.J. Brown. It's if he goes to New England, because now we have to cover him twice a year. So to me, DJ Moore was a good start. He's a solid B. But if we could go get A.J. Brown, again, last year they were 15th in the league in passing yards per game. Great offense, but their passing attack needs help. So not only do I want to keep A.J. Brown away from the New England Patriots, right, I want to add him to the Bills and give our quarterback a chance to win it all.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think DJ Moore was them checking that box. But to Mike T's point, no harm in raising the price as much as you can if it's a one-horse race. It seems like it's the Patriots and nobody else right now. So if you're Buffalo, why not call and say, okay, well, let's have some negotiation, really drive up this price, and then you can always back out at the end. But to me, DJ Moore was that. They traded a second-round pick for him. Whether fans liked it or not, he's going to be the guy, I think. And I think A.J. Brown might be a little too rich for them because I don't think they have the bounty to give up to go and get him.
Michael Milbon, your perspective on A.J. Brown.
A.J. Brown is a difference maker in some places. In New England and Buffalo, given their situations, head-to-head and personnel would be two of them. But he's overstated. His value has just been wildly ratcheted up. I'm sitting here, during the break, I said there were 10 receivers off the top of my head I might take or would take ahead of A.J. Brown. We got to 8, and I'm sure we missed somebody. Both guys in Cincinnati, yes, both.
Right.
Jefferson, Puka, CD, JSN, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Garrett Wilson. I'll take any of those guys. So let's not go crazy with I'm not giving a haul up for A.J. Brown, and he's a nuisance.
Okay,
so let's be honest about this.
Right, there's going to be a tax with receivers, but all those receivers are on the teams that were drafted. It's unusual for a player of his ability and his prime to be available. So again, we're playing chess here. Not only do we want to acquire a talented player, we're trying to keep him away from our competition.
But maybe what he's raising is why is a player this talented being traded for the second time? That's the point. A.J. Brown is not even 29 years old yet. It feels like he's been in the league for so long. I was myself surprised when I looked that up yesterday.
But, Greeny, if it goes to New England, right, his coach, Mike Vrabel, had him in Tennessee.
Right.
Doesn't that tell you a lot about what he thinks of the player?
And Mike, that's why I said there are places where A.J. Brown could make that sort of difference. It better be one of those two. I mean, how long is the list? 6, 7 teams, maybe. But the notion that he has such great value because everybody in the league is going to drive it up.
I will add this, though. The Rams were at the 1-yard line for a trade for A.J. Brown, and then it fell apart at the end.
If they were at the 1-yard line, they were going to throw it to Devontae Adams anyway.
So there's always that mystery team. So no one knew that. I mean, could the Browns be involved in an A.J. Brown trade? You might say, well, that wouldn't be fair to A.J. Brown. Sorry. That's just what it is. If they have a gaping hole at wide receiver, are they the team that...
If A.J. Brown winds up on the New England Patriots, what does that mean in the AFC next year, D. Wood?
I think they're one of the best teams in the AFC. I wouldn't pronounce them as the team in the AFC. I think the Denver Broncos will have something to say about that. You know, Bo Nix healthy and their addition with a Jalen Waddle to their receiving core. But clearly, you know, you got a third-year quarterback who was second in MVP voting. You add A.J. Brown to what they already have on offense. I mean, New England is going to, offensively, is going to be one of the top teams in the league.
Here's what I said about it yesterday. If I were a Patriot fan, which anyone who knows me knows I'm obviously not, I would be deliriously happy that my team is going after him because it would mean that they accurately understand where they were, which is to say they're a really good team that ascended last year and may have gotten further somewhat artificially. They played 2 playoff games. One's at home in bad weather against Houston, and the opposing quarterback played literally the worst game I've ever seen. Then they go to Denver and they play without their quarterback, and then they get shellacked in the Super Bowl. So you assess yourself correctly. You say, we're good. We're going in this direction. Quarterback has a chance to be really good. Let's go get the guy who puts us over the top. If I'm a Patriot fan, I'm delighted that my organization has looked at us that way.
No doubt. And the Patriots, look, the one bit of reservation I have is Drake May going into his 3rd year, the guy who needs to be handling that. I mean, we're not talking about a veteran quarterback who's been around for so long. And I shouldn't even mention Tom Brady's name. Forgive me for doing it.
Right.
But as we move in that direction toward a 8-10-year veteran quarterback, this was Josh Allen, and you got A.J. Brown, somebody to help just sort of keep him in line. That to me is that a legit worry, Mike?
Yeah, a little bit. I understand that. I think there's another nuance to Greeny's point, which is after this year, he's extension eligible, knowing he's going to be at $60 million or more. Like, their window is right now. So if we're going to take a shot and the head coach had coached A.J. Brown, I get it, because Drake May, maybe he's not the full driver of that program yet, but we have a window. Let's take advantage of it.
I would say this as well. Once upon a time, Stephon did that for Josh Allen in Buffalo. And so I think with Mike Vrabel knowing the background of A.J. Brown, I think it would actually be beneficial for Drake May to have a guy like that.
The fact that Adam comes out with his notes and is like, this is just understood that it's this one team, it opens the door. And Howie's no idiot. It opens the door. Come, make an offer, see what you got. So every time you hear it's a one-horse team, like
I just don't think it's Buffalo. Like,
I don't either. But
Buffalo, they didn't have problems scoring. Every loss, 7 losses by Josh Allen in the playoffs, they gave up 32 points a game.
That's what they need to address. I want to get one more team in quickly because the Bills' real rival is Kansas City. I know the Patriots are coming. Kansas City, another team that has 2 picks, 9 and 29. What should we be expecting with them?
For as much as everyone thinks Howie Roseman is working the phones all the time, Brett Veach works the phones as well, the general manager of the Kansas City Chiefs. The 9 pick, I would look at Mansour Delane, the cornerback. There's only one great corner in this draft, but I would also look at wide receiver and pass rusher. They can sit pretty at 9, or they can get crafty and either move up or move back. That 29th pick can also be used in that. So the Chiefs, very interesting this week.
Give me the pick real quick.
Mansour Delane, you lost both starting corners. And look, you're going to have Patrick Mahomes. It's not ideal. You can manufacture offense. It's hard to get to where you want to go when you have no corners. And Mansour Delane could be a number one.
He's the corner from LSU. You're correct. There's another corner, Jermod McCoy, who people love, but he has significant injury history, which is the reason that his stock may.
To get us caught up on the very latest, we welcome in our NFL insider, Jeremy Fowler, who joins us now. All right, Jeremy, the Steelers were hoping to have some clarity before draft day on Aaron Rodgers, but they're still waiting on a decision. Let's run through some potential returns around the league and how it could impact the draft, starting with Rodgers and the Steelers.
Yeah, Christina, the Steelers have their draft plan set. Whether Aaron Rodgers signs this week or not, which is unlikely at this point, they have done a ton of homework on these mid-round draft quarterbacks like LSU's Garrett Nussmeier, Alabama's Ty Simpson if he were to fall into the 2nd round, Carson Beck out of Miami. So they've looked at a lot of these guys just in case. They have Will Howard from last year's draft that they really like and trust. They feel like he can run some of these off-season workouts. So whenever Rodgers does sign, even if it's closer to June or minicamp, they feel like Howard is there, and they feel like they're still in a good spot with Rodgers despite no clarity. Now you got the Giants. Odell Beckham, an old friend, paying a visit to the Giants in New Jersey, was visiting with the team yesterday. I was told it was exploratory, that they got a physical, wanted to make sure his health is okay, visit with him, see where he's at. Here's a bit of the problem with Beckham potentially fitting in. They already have a 3-receiver set with Malik Neighbors, Darnell Mooney, Darius Slayton, and they very well could draft a wide receiver high. The belief around the league right now is they have their eyes set on Jordan Tyson out of Arizona State. The Giants coaches in particular really like Tyson.